guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Christina, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about how to gain muscle as a female. So I know as a female we want to gain muscle, but we don't want to look like that bulky look, but we want to have muscle and we want to gain muscle, but sometimes we think only like guys can gain muscle, or we think, oh, I don't need to gain muscle because I'm going to look bulky, which you can train properly and not look bulky. You can train the way that you should and you won't look bulky. And I know as a female, we don't want that bulky look. We don't want that like feeling like we're huge look. So that is fine. You don't have to look like that. You don't have to, if your goal is to do that and train like a bodybuilder or train in that way to look more bulky, that's fine. But if it's not, if it's just to gain muscle and just to retain muscle and to have some muscle on our arms, on our legs, that is fine. You aren't going to be bulky if you do that. So I'm going to give you guys about 5 tips on how to gain muscles as a female. I feel like a lot of time we think it's harder as a female to gain muscle, but if you train properly, if you do the right things, you'll gain muscle and you won't feel like you're struggling to gain muscle anymore. So I want to help you guys. So let's get into the video. The first one is to weight train. And I know some females are extremely scared to lift weight. I know I was one of those females in the very beginning of my fitness journey because I didn't want to look bulky. I didn't want to look that bulky look. I didn't want to look big and I was scared to lift weights. But weight training is an important part. If you want to gain muscle, you have to weight train at least 3 times a week, if not 4. You at least need to weight train 3 days a week. Weight training will help you gain muscle and it'll help you retain your muscle. And you can weight train and gain muscle and not look bulky at all. It just depends on how you train. If you're training properly, if you're training the right way, you won't look bulky. You'll just look really toned and you will have muscles. Like, you'll have muscles, but you won't have that bulky look. Like, I look more toned. I don't look like bulky because I train properly. I weight train properly. So weight train properly and you won't look bulky at all. You will just look toned. You'll have nice toned muscles and you won't have that bulky look. I promise. You won't. You will just look nice and toned and have muscles as a female and feel stronger. And weight training is so good to gain muscle. I weight train a lot. There's a actual like weight training program on the Move app. So if you haven't, go download the Move app. Seriously, the best app ever. It's not sponsored like always, but it's just the best app. And there's a whole weight training program and I want to try it so bad. I just have had some setbacks with working out, but as soon as I can, it's going to be one of my next programs that I try. It looks so good and you can weight train and gain muscle because weight training is a huge part of gaining muscle. Like, you have to train properly in order to gain that muscle. Because if you don't train properly and you're not doing the right things, you're not going to gain the muscle. It's just it'll take months and years to get it if you're not training properly. You may get it, but it'll just take forever. But if you're training properly, you'll get it a lot faster than months or years. Number 2 is be in a calorie surplus, which means to consume more calories than you burn. So if you want to gain muscle, you need to eat more calories than you're burning calories. So whatever calories you burn, like with working out, you need to eat more calories than you're going to burn. So say you burn 1,200 calories, then you need to eat more than that. So however much you burn, you need to eat more. You need to be in a calorie surplus. It'll help you retain the muscle. Your muscles need nutrition, your muscles need nutrients. And in order to gain that muscle, you need to be in a calorie surplus so that it is getting that nutrition and not just burning it all off. So make sure that you are eating more than you are consuming, more than you are burning. And if you want more tips on how to do that, I will be glad to do another video or answer any questions in the comments that you would like. Number 4 is do not neglect rest and recovery. Rest and recovery is not an option when you want to gain muscle. You cannot just work out 7 days a week and expect yourself to gain muscle. You need to work out like 5-6 days a week and take a day off. Your muscles need recovery. They can't just keep going and going and expect them to grow and expect them to get bigger. You cannot expect to gain muscle and work out 7 days a week and not resting your body, because it's like a car. You cannot expect your car to go past empty. Once it's at empty, it's going to stop. The same thing with your body. Like eventually, like working out, like if you never take a rest day, your body's gonna stop. Like the muscles, you're not gonna gain them. Stop, and you'll get hurt. You won't feel your best. So if you're constantly working out, if you're constantly aren't getting the proper rest that they need, it's gonna prohibit you, because you're constantly just pounding and you're not getting the proper rest that you need. Your muscles need time to recover. They can't just keep going and expect results. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over physically and expect the same results if you do it 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Like that will lead to injury. That will not lead to muscle growth. So make sure that you're resting and recovering. So on recovery days, stretch, drink water, eat your protein, do everything that you need to do to recover so you're ready for the next day when you do work out. But make sure you are resting. It is so important to rest and not do literally anything. Do some stretching, do some light yoga or something, but then just rest. Don't do any physical activity, or don't do any weightlifting, don't do any working out, and just rest. I'm going to stress this, that recovery is not optional when wanting to gain muscle. It's not optional. You have to get a rest day in, or you are just defeating the purpose of trying to gain muscle. It won't work. You won't gain the muscle that you want, and you'll just be in this repetitive cycle of just stalling and not gaining any more muscle. So rest. Take the rest day, take the recovery day, and just rest. Number 4 is get enough sleep. You have to get sleep. If you want to gain muscle, you have got to get adequate amount of sleep. It affects your body being able to build muscle tissue. It reduces your strength, and it reduces your body's ability to successfully be able to go into progressive overload. So if you want muscle, if you want to be able to do a progressive overload, if you want to be able to gain that muscle, you've got to get enough sleep. So get 8 to 9 hours of sleep if you can. If you can't, 7 or 8. But get enough sleep. Going to bed like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and then waking up at like 6 a.m., that's not gonna work. Like you cannot just get 2 to 3 hours and expect yourself to get muscle. You're gonna get injured if you do that, to be honest, and your muscles won't recover properly, the tissues won't recover properly. Nothing can recover properly if you don't get rest. So make sure you are getting enough rest every single night to be able to gain that muscle and to get to where you want to be with gaining muscle. Because if it's going to reduce your strength and not be able to give your muscles the ability to build that muscle tissue, then what's the point of even trying to build muscle? It just defeats the purpose if you're not getting enough rest. So make sure you're getting enough rest, 7 to 8 hours if you can, 6 to 7 if you absolutely have to, but try to get enough sleep. That is the most important thing to have our body recover, to be able to recover the muscle tissues, because there are, like, when you weight train and you do certain things, like, there are tiny tears in your muscle, and if you're not getting enough sleep, how are you expected for that to heal and not to lead to a bigger, like, an actual injury? Like, that's normal to have, like, little tears in your muscle just from training, but that's normal, that's fine. But if you have bigger tears and bigger problems, that defeats the purpose of getting your muscles to heal, to be able to gain your muscle. So make sure you are getting enough sleep. I cannot stress that enough. Get enough sleep so that you will build muscle. And the last one, number 5, is get enough protein in. If you want to gain muscle, you've got to get enough protein in your diet. So every single meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, make sure you're eating protein. Make sure you're hitting your macros if you count macros of how much protein you need. Make sure you're hitting that. If you want to gain muscle, you've got to get your protein in. You've got to get enough protein to be able to gain that muscle. And I'm gonna give you guys about 10 food choices that you guys can, some ideas for some protein. And also I have on my TikTok a macro sheet, and it has a ton of protein options, so you can go check that out as well. But here are just about 10 items that you can eat. Number 1, my favorite is salmon. Great form of protein. There's like 50 grams of protein, and you could eat it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It's great for breakfast, it's great for lunch, dinner, whatever. Fix a salmon bowl with rice. Great idea for like a lunch. And great source of protein. Number 2 is chicken. I love chicken. I love grilled chicken, fried chicken. I love all chicken, but grilled chicken is healthier. So any type of chicken, maybe in a wrap or anything like that. Any type of chicken. Greek yogurt. I'm not a yogurt fan, but if you are a yogurt fan, Greek yogurt has a lot of protein in it. Another thing that I don't like is eggs, but for breakfast, if you do like eggs, great form of protein. I just don't like it. I don't like the texture of it, and I do not like eggs. But if you do like eggs, great form of protein. Quinoa, you can substitute quinoa for rice and do quinoa, maybe a quinoa salad or anything like that. Great source of protein. Cottage cheese. I've never tried cottage cheese. I'm such a picky eater that it's kind of hard for me to try new foods, but if you like cottage cheese, let me know in the comments how you like it. Like, what do you put in it? How do you fix it? What do you fix it with? Do you bake it and stuff? Like, do you put it on toast with other things? Like, what do you do? I would like to try it. I just haven't been brave enough to try it, but maybe you guys can change my mind on that. So let me know in the comments, how do you fix, what do you fix with the cottage cheese? Nuts is a great form of protein. I love eating like cashews and different nuts. I love like a handful of nuts, and great form of protein. Peanut butter is another great form of protein, or any like nut butter. Another one is milk. Fairlife milk is incredible. It has 13 grams of protein. So if you drink like 1 or 2 at a meal, that's like either 13 or 26 grams of protein right there, which is incredible. Some milk is like only 8 grams of protein. So Fairlife milk, highly recommend. It tastes so good. I love it. So and it's 13 grams of protein. That's a lot of protein for milk. So highly recommend Fairway. And then the last thing is whey protein. I'm going to try oh gosh, First Form. I'm really excited. I want to try it really bad. So once I try it, I will let you guys know my honest review on First Form. But I've been doing a lot of research, and their products are literally the best that I've found on the market of what I've been researching with them. So I'm really excited to try it and let you guys know what I think about them. But whey protein is a great way to get your protein in. You can do protein shakes with it, and you can do other stuff, but protein shakes is the most common thing to do. So do a protein shake in the morning, or maybe after you work out, and that will give you a great source of protein and hit your protein goal for the day. If you need that like extra like nudge to get your protein in, protein shake is a great option. And all those options will help you with gaining muscle, so make sure you are getting your protein in order to gain muscle. It is so important to eat a lot of protein to be able to do it. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment any other videos you'd like to see, or comment any questions that you have for me about gaining muscle. I'll be happy to answer it. And make sure to subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Bye!